this is Jira, our Red Kangaroo. She's very cute, and we love Jira very much, but she is not full grown. She has been growing by leaps and bounds, but as a matter of fact, at 2.5, she's still probably got a couple of years of growing left to do. Now, the Red Kangaroo is the largest of all marsupials or mammals that have a pouch, and she should reach somewhere around 80 pounds, maybe 4 to 4.5 feet tall. She's about 45 pounds right now, I think. Oh, that feels really good, huh? She loves getting scratched on her chest right there. The male Red Kangaroo, however, is much bigger. He will reach 6 feet tall, 150 to 200 pounds. The male gets very, very large. Now, this is quite a contrast from when the kangaroo is born. Baby kangaroo is born less than an inch long, blind, hairless, pretty much helpless. Only the front legs and the jaws are well developed. It's going to crawl on up into mother's pouch after, moms are going to like this, only 33 days of pregnancy. Pretty nice, huh? And Jira does have a pouch. You might be able to see it when she faces you. It's right in the middle of her belly, and it's surrounded by a little bit of white hair. You probably won't be able to see into that pouch because it does have a muscle that keeps it held closed so that it can keep dirt out if there were a baby in there to keep that baby in. And what do we call a baby kangaroo? A joey. You are absolutely right. Well, that joey, once it crawls up into mom's pouch, is going to latch on to one of the teats that are inside, and it'll drink milk and grow for several months. Finally start poking its head out, start making little forays, and at about 8 months old, taxing time is over, and mom's going to kick that baby joey out. Now, she's actually had been pregnant with a new baby at that time, and she will give birth right away after the older joey leaves the pouch. The new joey will climb on in, get its heat, but the older one will still come back and keep nursing until it's about a year old. So each joey actually gets its own formula of milk, and kangaroos are the only animals that can do this, so that's kind of neat thing that they do. You might be wondering why she's called a red kangaroo when she's not really red, but that is because she is a female. Jira's got this nice smoke blue color, but the males are going to be a nice rusty red color. And she does have a little bit of red kind of on her hips, between her ears. Chris is going to try to show that pouch off for you. Sometimes she's a little sensitive, a little ticklish. Sometimes she lets us show that pouch off. Sometimes she says, no way, that tickles too much. So it just depends on her mood and how she's doing from day to day. Now, as Jira's been moving around, well, you saw her come bounding on out. That's actually called saltation. But as she moves around the stage, she'll do what we call a 5-legged walk. Well, of course, she doesn't really have 5 legs, but watch how she uses that tail kind of as a 5th leg to help push herself along. And that tail is very sturdy. It is very strong. And as a matter of fact, it can support a lot of her weight, kind of like a tripod. Now, what do we see kangaroos doing in cartoons? Boxing. Do you guys think kangaroos really box? Absolutely, you are correct. Kangaroos do box. Usually it's the males. Usually they're going to box over the females, or to see who is the biggest and strongest, really. And no, they don't use those big red boxing gloves. It's more like kickboxing. What they'll do is they'll stand up tall, they'll grapple at each other with their front legs, they'll balance themselves on that tail and kick out with their hind legs very strong. So a pretty powerful kick, as you can imagine. Well, she did a great job out here. That's going to do it for Jira, a little red kangaroo. And I'll let you in on a little secret.